Hello and welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're making pigs in a blanket. Right, this is a quick and easy recipe whether you're making something fast for lunch or just a snack, so let's get going with it. You're going to add 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of sugar into a bowl. Into this you're going to add a 1/4 of a cup of butter or margarine, and you're going to mix this up. So you're going to take your fork and break open the butter or margarine that you're using. Make it break down to where it's about the size of little pieces of rice or something as you're doing it. It will stick to your fork, as you can see it did with mine, but keep working it and it will work through. And you're going to do this until you've broken it completely up through the flour. This is also going to mix up all the other ingredients to make sure that there's not too much of any one thing in one place. Just keep working around, move your fork around the sides of your bowl periodically to get everything that's stuck to the wall and bring it in. And once you get that broken up, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of milk. You can use buttermilk, regular milk, it's your choice. I used buttermilk in mine because I like the taste of it. If you don't like it, you don't have to use that. Just go ahead and use regular. Once you get your milk in, go ahead and mix it through your dough. And as you do this, your dough is going to start to clump together. If it's extremely dry, you can add a little bit more milk if you want to. As long as this is sticking together, it's still what you want the consistency to make a pig in a blanket, because basically you just want something that's sticking together enough to where you can roll your hot dog in it and have it stick to it. At this point, you probably want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, because when you put these in, you're going to bake in there for at least 20 minutes or until they become golden brown. So go ahead and get a pan, put some foil over it, spray it with some cooking spray so these don't stick. And then you're going to go back to your hot dogs and cut them in half. You can use 5, 6, whatever you want to with this. I just did 5 of them. And then put a little flour on your board, because you're going to want to roll out a little bit of this dough. So once you have a little bit of dough, take it, press it out. It doesn't have to be a lot to achieve the goal of wrapping around a small 1/2 of a weenie. And when you take it, you're just going to take the dough, press it around with your fingers until you get it pretty much the whole way around. And then you're going to roll it back and forth over the flour to make the dough stretch all the way around the weenie. And then you're going to repeat this with each one that you have. With the dough that I had, you could have easily done like 6 hot dogs cut in half, which would have given you 12 of the pigs in a blanket. With what I did with the 10, I had a little extra on the dough, but that's okay. This is all I needed for what I was making. So as I said, roll through each one of them, get them all ready to go. And during this time, your oven should be preheating, so that way it gets up to temperature before you actually are ready to put these in. Now sometimes when you're doing this, the dough might be a little stubborn and not want to stick to your hot dog. It's okay, just keep rolling it back and forth and eventually it'll adhere to it. Sometimes it just, wants to be bad and not do what you want it to, but if you keep working it, you'll make it stick too. The best thing about this is it's not that hard if you roll it back and forth to make this cover the whole hot dog. But sometimes it's kind of hard to make it stick to a hot dog, especially if there's moisture on the outside of the hot dog. For some reason it just slides around a little bit sometimes, but it's nothing to worry about. So as you can see with these, it's pretty easy to do this on a small cutting board and just keep moving and keep going to the next one until you get them all done. And as I said, it doesn't take much dough to actually coat the outside of this. Now, from making these before, I learned that sometimes, these are great by themselves, but you can add something to it that makes it really good. Like, we buy cans of cheese, which you can dip these in cheese sauce, like a cheddar, and it really has a great taste. And they also have the spicy kind, which also gives a little bit of a kick because it has like jalapeno in it. So if you're looking for something a little bit different or a little bit flavorful, you can switch to that. and add it with this. So all you have to do is just warm up the cheese in a container in the microwave and then just dip these once they're baked. So as you can see, it doesn't take long to make these because I'm already down to my last two, and it really hasn't taken but a few minutes. This is great, especially if you just want something to snack on or you have kids who like these. These are very easily made because you can pair them up easily with some French fries, and there you are. And here is the last one. The good thing about this is the dough does not dry out while you're doing this, so you actually can take your time about making these. It's not like it's a time sensitive thing. So now we're back to our baking sheet, and we're going to take these and space them out a little bit. If you put them too close together, they will bake up and sometimes touch each other, especially if you put way too much dough on it. So you want to actually give them a little bit of room between each other, so that way it's not overcrowded and you don't have a lot of things stuck together. Because when you pull them apart, it can pull the breading off if they're too close together. And this is what it looks like when it's done. And these are a great snack and they have a great taste. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.